So here we are in level 1-1, the Gates of Boletaria. Thanks for watching the video. We're going to do a little quick run through of this level. I'm going to point out some of the things to keep an eye out for, some tips, some helpful information, hopefully, that help you get through this level if you're a first-time player and having a hard time, because like most games in the Dark Souls, Demon Souls series, you know, like your very first level to these games can sometimes be pretty harsh. So the first thing you noticed was immediately after warping in at the level, I ran back here and got some healing grass. The healing grass I got is actually really good. Late moon grass, consumed to greatly recover your HP. You're probably not really going to need to use this quite yet, but it's going to prove useful and helpful later on for some of the tougher enemies. One of the challenging aspects of this first level is that if you played the tutorial, you more than likely died, and when you die in this game, you resurrect in soul form, which basically means that you have reduced health. So if you look at the upper left corner of the screen right there, my health, the red bar, is actually about 50% of what it should be. So that's annoying because it means you have less HP to use and you die faster, but in this very first level, there's an item that we can get to help kind of mitigate that a bit. So I'll point that out as we get to it. So all you need to do in this first part is just make your way up these stairs, killing these sort of normal enemies. Be sure to actually watch out for these fires on the ground because they can hurt you pretty badly. So take your time. Watch out for these enemies. One of their favorite moves is a sort of leaping attack like that, which can actually catch you off guard, and then when they land, they oftentimes do this sort of wild, swinging about sort of attack that can hit you multiple times if you're not careful. And if they happen to gang up on you, can get you killed pretty quickly. Now, the game likes to give you items many times during the course of a level that you will need to use later on. The first hint of that is like I just picked up some fire bombs. I picked up some pine resin. Fire in this game is usually a very powerful sort of tool, and right now the game is telling me that that fire stuff is going to be useful for me later on. So watch out for the crossbowmen up here. Take care of these two draggling enemies without getting an arrow put in you. I think the crossbow guys are probably the most annoying enemies in the entire game. They show up in really bad times and they have really good range. Now, as you come into this door right here, keep in mind there's going to be an enemy immediately to your right. One cool tip actually is if you hit photo mode, you can actually use it to move the camera around and pause the game. This is actually really helpful for some levels where you can actually peek around a corner. So look at that. That guy's just sitting there waiting to attack me, but I'm going to come in and... Oh, he still got me. Here's another enemy. He's going to kind of jump at me, and as I come into this other room, there's going to be one more enemy right there. Take him out quickly. Roll through these items right here to pick up some more fire bombs. Again, another little hint from the game that maybe these fire bombs are going to be something that you want to keep a hold of. I would recommend you actually, if you can, don't really use them on normal enemies. You can use a few, but the boss of this level, the fire bombs are going to be really, really useful to keep and use on him. So as you come into this room, make a quick right to pick up a couple enemies. An unknown warrior soul, which you can use to gain a little bit of souls to level up or buy stuff. And then the mail breaker, which is sort of a thrusting sword. Since I'm the royalty class, I start with the rapier, which is a thrusting sword already. And it's actually a little bit stronger than the mail breaker, so I'm not going to use it. Get rid of this guy right here. Keep running up. There's going to be another draggling, this time with a fire broken sword. Whoa, nice try. Now, you can't see him, but that platform right above me, there's an enemy who loves to throw a firebomb at you as you race up these stairs. So, if you're going to go up these stairs, make sure you don't stop. And then there's an enemy up there doing the same thing. So make sure you get through those enemies as quickly as you can, because that fire damage really adds up quickly. Out here on this little bridge there's another Dragling, and through this door there's going to be a soldier there, and that guy who just threw a firebomb at me, he's over there as well. So take this guy out first. Take this guy out. And run back here and grab this one. What is it? Oh, half moon grass. Pretty useful. Now here's an item down here that it appears I can't get to yet. As I run up these stairs, this soldier's going to toss this huge stone ball. Breaks the area and gets me this, the bastard sword. So the class I started at, royalty, I actually can't even use the bastard sword right now. Even two-handed, I don't have the stats to use it effectively. So I'm just going to keep it in my inventory and probably just dump it in my storage later on. Now with that big stone ball out of the way, I can go up these stairs. This soldier's going to come after me. Let's go, soldier. Now, one thing well, if you'll see, there's a crossbowman, and one of his favorite things to do is to shoot an arrow at me before I even know he's there. What a jerk. Now, this Spearman right here is, he can be kind of a tough guy because, he can block your attacks. But one of the most useful things to do is just to block one attack and deflect, and then attack. If you try to attack him more than one time, he'll actually go through your attack and actually damage you. So you don't want to do that. Now, this area over here is someplace that you more than likely do not want to come until later in the game. There's a red-eye knight who will be able to kill you with one hit. And there's a building he's guarding that you will get a key to later on that houses an NPC that can give you a really good weapon and also drop you some great armor and a ring if you manage to kill him. But for the sake of this little walkthrough I'm doing, I'm not going to bother with that right now because it actually takes a little bit too much time. Now here is a blue-eye knight, who are much more common and quite a bit less dangerous than that red-eye knight we just saw. These guys are pretty slow, so one of the nice things is that they're easy to backstab. And another nice thing is that they always drop good healing grass. They're actually a great farming source for grass later on in the game if you ever run low or you need a specific kind, and there are a couple good spots in the game where you can actually just keep farming them over and over and over to get more and more. So there was a fog door up there that I'm going to skip for now because I want to fix my problem of only having half my life. And there's a ring down here at the way bottom of this area that's going to fix that for me. But in the meantime, I got to make my way down there. This little balcony right here, actually, if you take a look, has some chains and some things hanging from them. Those are actually bodies. So I'm going to break these chains, and you'll see that whatever that's attached to them just fell to the ground. So keep going, keep going. When I get to this spot right here, if you take a look, there's 2 enemies, 3 enemies, 4 enemies, 5 enemies, all fire swords. This can be a kind of a hairy place to get yourself caught and stun locked. So what I like to do is, with the fire bombs I have, I can spare a couple. So I usually just toss one right here, and sort of the blast from those barrels behind them will kill one. I'll kill the second one, and then I'll kill these 2 like that. So I use 3 fire bombs to kill 5 guys. Not a bad exchange. One of them dropped Alpine Resin, which is useful. Now opening up this gate. Number 1, I've created a nice shortcut from the starting area in case I die. Number 2, I drop these bodies down. One of them drops some okay armor and age spice, which I can use to replenish my magic. And another one dropped this jade hair ornament, which I can actually give to an NPC in the Nexus, which I'll show you. The most important thing, though, is this right here, the cling ring. So the cling ring will actually reduce the amount of health I am missing when I'm in soul form, which I am right now. So now you see. So now that I have the cling ring, you can see my hit points. The red bar up there, I got a lot more. That means I can survive more hits, I can take more damage, whatever. It's a useful thing to have if you plan on playing in soul form most of the time. Okay, so now that I got the cling ring, I'm going to go back up to where I was and go to where that blue-eye knight was. And you'll see this fog door. I'm going to go inside. Now from here, there's two ways to go. I'm going to show you the most useful, quick way. If you take a look down here, you'll see some enemies. Kind of doing some weird thing. And you'll see this knight trapped on this ledge. And behind him is an item that I really want. So what you can do is... Oh no, that was not the best way to do it. If I hadn't screwed it up, you can actually roll onto the stairs, onto the ledge of those stairs. But you know what? It's okay. Let's keep going this way. It's no big deal. Just gonna have to beat these guys. No, actually. Oh no, I died! That's okay. Like I said before, those fires on the ground are actually pretty powerful. This is actually a good opportunity for me to show you and get back to where we are via that shortcut I opened up before. So we can run past a lot of this stuff. So long. So there's the door right there. Kill some of these guys, maybe some of them will drop me something useful. Anything useful? Let's take a look. No, not really. You know, I'm going to throw some firebombs to get rid of some of these guys. But see, that's where the cling ring was. And now I have a pretty convenient way to get back up in a quick way. But you can see just how deadly fire is in this game. Oh, he dropped me another mail breaker, which is actually kind of useless. Okay, so we're going to run back up to where we were before. There's going to be an enemy right here. Oh, see you later. I'm going to keep running past him. There's going to be two enemies up here. Oh, nice. Some more pine resin, which is useful. There's going to be another blue-eye knight up here, but hey, that just actually gives us another opportunity to get some more grass. Now, these guys are actually pretty weak to magic, too, which is kind of fun. I'm just going to spam this guy with spells for a moment. Oh, sorry. What did he drop me this time? Some more Light Moon, which is actually really, really powerful. So let's try this one more time. Oh. The annoying thing is if I overshoot it, then it's, Oh. Oh, he's actually already down there. Since I killed the enemies before, he's already safe. Oh. Let's try it again. I missed it. Okay. That's annoying, but whatever. Alright. Pick up my souls, talk to this guy. His name is Ostrava. He's a prince from another land that, you actually can save him. You can actually save him in this level, the next level, the level after that, and the level after that. He has like a sort of little mini quest line where he's kind of a dummy and he gets himself into all sorts of trouble that you basically have to rescue him from every single time. I just picked up a new weapon, the Scimitar, which is actually probably my favorite weapon for this level. Only because it does more damage than the rapier. Oops, sorry. Like that guy. A knight again dropped me good grass. Running through here. Now if you want, you can keep following Ostrava, the guy you just saved. He kind of has a habit of making his rounds around the level a little bit. The only thing you don't want to kind of do is, if you want to, you can attack him and kill him, and he'll drop a key that you can use where that Red-Eye Knight was. The only drawback to that is that at this level, you're probably not going to be able to kill that stuff. But he likes to wander over into this area over here, kill some enemies. There's some okay stuff here. Nothing really great. Fortunately, none of the enemies are super strong or fire guys, which are really annoying. Just keep whacking on them. You'll get some sharpstone shards and hardstone shards, which are useful for upgrading your weapons a little bit later on. But for now, that's basically the end of your dealings with Ostrava. So you can basically, once the enemies are cleared out of this area, just move on and leave them behind. You can stay with them for a while, but it actually doesn't benefit you because he can die pretty easily. And if you want to do his quest now, you don't want him to die. Okay. Killing some more of these draglings. There's going to be a soldier that comes down for you. Another dragling. Now, if we had come through the level the normal way, we would be coming down this area right here from the opposite direction. So we're going to show you what would have happened. A couple guys that would have jumped down and ambushed you. A couple guys right here that would have been waiting for me. Let's just take them out. There's going to be a guy here in a room full of explodey barrels that would have firebombed you. It's kind of annoying. Now, if we had come down these stairs the normal way, see, we would have come down and then gone into that room with firebomb guy. But, you know, we're going to keep doing this because we need this ring. Oh, there we go. If you roll down in, get the body, you'll get the thief ring. So this is super handy. It basically reduces the aggro from enemies on you. So they'll spot you less quickly. They'll stop chasing you sooner. It's just a really, really useful ring to have for pretty much the entire game if you want to use it. So running back here just the way we came. Everything is dead because we killed it all. We did run past one thing though that I'm going to go back to. Here we can come over here. Now facing this as if we were coming through the level this way. To your right, behind all these boards, is a merchant, the Dragling. You talk to him.
Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling me?
Now, see, you'll meet this guy. He's got lots of actually pretty useful stuff to buy. Healing grass, fire bombs, soldier's lotus, which I think are essentially useless, a new sword, a club, spear, crossbow, and a couple different shields and some armor. You're probably not going to be able to afford most of this stuff, but the one thing I always buy is the club. And it's a super useful weapon for a level that I will usually play right after this one. So now that the club is purchased, we're going to keep going through the level like we should. on our way to the boss. So as you come out this area, watch out for the crossbowmen. You can hear him shooting those bolts at you. He guards an item up here. Another unknown warrior soul. Now at the top of this is going to be a blue-eye knight. If you want, he's pretty easy just to kind of just spam with magic again. After a few spells, actually, you can actually stun him, and it'll kind of give you a chance to get him. Half Moon Grass. Knock this guy off. Even though it doesn't kill him, though, he's still alive. And go through this fog door. Now, fun thing here is you'll take a look down. Lots of enemies down this path. And oh, look at this. It's a big box full of heavy stone ball things. Oops. You knock those out. And it's going to roll down this way and kill all the enemies for you. Usually we'll kill all of them. Sometimes it'll actually miss one or two. Get some handy items. You know, I'm going to heal one more time. Now around this corner is going to be 2 spearmen. Thing about these guys, just block and then attack. Or, if you want, another helpful thing is to use fire bombs on them. Just like that. Not so bad. And I still have a lot of fire bombs left. Oh, and he dropped a wing spear, which is actually a pretty rare weapon drop. Now here we have 2 ways to go. We have this way and this way. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of what's going on over here. Even though in this video I'm not actually going to get anything. So here we have 2 dragons, a blue one and a red one, and they're guarding a bunch of bodies and loot over there. So if you time it right, you can actually get most of the stuff and survive. But if you get hit, it's basically a one-hit kill. So in another video, I'll show you how to get that stuff. But for now, we're just going to keep going through the level. You'll get up here to this big bridge. And there's a ton of enemies. So usually you think like, well, what am I going to do? It's too much stuff. That dragon before is going to make an appearance on this bridge and basically clear the way for you. But what you need to do is give him some time to do it, run back, and hang out about right here. And once he's over, run. Sprint, 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 sprint all the way back. If you time it right, you'll have enough time to get to this safe spot right here before he begins this sort of second fire run. Now, if you feel brave, you can kind of try to go back and grab some of that stuff there. I don't necessarily recommend it. It's not that good. So here we have 2 paths, forward and right. If you run over to the right real quick, another unknown warrior soul. And this big switch in this door here is actually going to open up the main gate at the beginning of the level that leads right to the boss. Now proceeding here, you have 2 choices to the left and the right. There's a useful item to the left that will help with the boss again. If you run up here. Alpine Resin. So, I don't think I explained it before, but Pine Resin actually lets you coat your weapon in fire. So you'll do fire damage with every swing of the weapon you make. And some enemies are weak to fire. Oh, here we go. It's another one of these guys. Hello. One-on-one, they're not that bad. Just do the block attack. There's a guy over here trying to throw fire bombs at me. I'm gonna take him out. Let's heal up real quick and proceed further down. Now you're going to face a new enemy called the Hoplite, which is basically this big blob with a shield. And attacking him from the front is basically pretty useless. Because obviously he's got a big shield. So, what you can do with these guys is you try to get behind them. Or, in this case, what you can discover is that they're weak to fire. Pretty quick. There's going to be a couple more on your way down. First, let's stop off here on this little balcony and pick up an item. Another unknown hero soul. How useful. Here's another hoplite. These ones are easy though, because you'll notice that once you can get behind them, they're really easy to beat. It's just from the front, that shield basically deflects most of the damage you can do to them. There we go, another one down. Oh, he actually dropped me a heartstone shard. Pretty useful. And another half moon grass. Now I basically come full circle all the way through the level. When I started the level, this gate was closed, and now it's open. And what that's going to do is lead me to the boss, and that spear kind of gives you a hint of what's in store for you. So let's make sure I'm all ready. I've got some healing grass. I've got my fire bombs. I'm going to put pine resin on my inventory. The rings don't really matter. I'm not going to use magic. And let's go. So the Phalanx is basically a giant blob covered in little giant blobs that have shields. And they're going to be throwing spears at you the entire time. Attacking them is really tough because obviously those shields. So we got to figure out a way to damage them. And like I said before, the fire bombs throughout the entire level are a good hint on what you need to do. Granted, these guys still die pretty quickly from behind. But you know what I'm going to do? If you take some fire bombs and start tossing them, you'll notice that they do a tremendous amount of damage to these guys. So if you have enough fire bombs and you've been saving them through the level, this is a great opportunity to start chucking them. Because the boss really doesn't have much recourse. And then, when you run out of fire bombs, I've got my pine resin. I'm going to coat my sword. And start attacking. Like I said, most stuff in this game is weak to fire. And just like that, the first boss is done. Some of these Phalanx are going to drop some useful stones for you. That guy dropped, didn't even tell me. Because it has that screen. Hardstone shard, sharpstone shard, and just like that, we've beaten the first level of the game. Touch the archstone and head back to the Nexus. And that's level 1-1, Gates of Boletaria.